Live from Trafalgar, Indiana, this is the Corduroy Connect with your hosts, Evan Koblitz and Blaine Vanderveer.
Hello, I'm Evan Koblitz, and welcome to our viewers throughout Indiana FFA.
And I'm Blaine Vanderveer. Thank you for joining us. This is Corduroy Connect, where we are sharing the stories that are shaping our future.
In this month's edition, we'll be highlighting the executive committee members and sitting down to talk with Circle City Relief, a nonprofit based in Indianapolis.
This month's sponsor of the Corduroy Connect video is South Ripley FFA chapter. Thank you for your generous sponsorship. Now we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Things in the Indiana FFA State Officer House that just make sense.
A laminated hot dog bun.
3-week-old ham.
Has been hauled.
Tom the turkey. Boink.
Little bitty Lauren.
A trucker hat because we don't have a star.
And now, it's time for the executive committee member highlight. Brandon Kitch is the Section 1 director this year. He comes from Triton FFA, and his favorite CDE is crops judging. His favorite FFA memory is National Convention 2019. Your District 1 president this year is Kayla Florian from South Newton FFA. Her favorite CDE and LDE are the crops evaluation and prepared public speaking events. Her favorite FFA memory is in the summer of July 2019, I attended WLC. All of the world issues presented throughout the conference really opened my eyes to the world around me and allowed me to become more considerate and thankful for what I have. I highly recommend attending WLC to any member interested in a truly life-changing experience. Alex Toth is serving as the District 2 president. She comes from John Glenn FFA, and her favorite CDE is the Livestock Skillathon. For her favorite FFA memory, Alex says, "Over my 5 years in FFA, I've been able to create so many memories. My favorite FFA memory was attending the SOAR conference. I was able to make friendships that will last a lifetime, and I will never forget the entire experience and everything that I learned." Myra Burning is serving as the District 3 president this year. She comes from Heritage FFA, and her favorite LDE is the Farm Business Management activity. Her favorite FFA memory is counseling at SOAR this year. Jolene Morris is serving as the Section 2 director this year, and she comes from Benton Central FFA. Her favorite CDE and LDE are forestry and employment skills. For her favorite FFA memory, she writes, "My favorite memory is when I attended my first conference at the center. I met so many members who will now be my lifelong friends. Also, nothing can beat those pork chops or an FFA dance." Serving as your District 4 president this year is James Nichols. He comes from Southmont FFA, and his favorite leadership development event is Ag Sales. For his favorite FFA memory, James writes, "My favorite memory would have to be from the 2018 State Convention, when myself and other fellow chapter members had to cross Purdue's campus in the pouring down rain while in official dress." Megan Wagner is serving as the District 5 president, and she comes from the Carroll at Flora FFA chapter. For her favorite career development event / leadership development event, Megan said demonstrations. For her favorite FFA memory, Megan writes, "My favorite FFA memory is when I attended the Washington Leadership Conference. I loved making new friends and touring the nation's capital while having the opportunity to grow as a leader and learn how to advocate for agriculture." Ava Stockton is serving as the District 6 president, and she comes from the Jay County FFA chapter. Her favorite leadership development event is the chapter meeting. For her favorite FFA memory, she writes, "My favorite FFA memory is our 2018 chapter officer retreat in Washington, D.C. It kickstarted my career as an FFA officer and opened my eyes to all the opportunities I would have for the next 3 years." Jeremiah Geis is serving as the Section 3 director. He comes from Rushville FFA, and his favorite career development event is the Livestock Skillathon. For his favorite FFA memory, Jeremiah writes, "Eating dinner and going on a service project with the 2018-2019 National Officer Team." Brady Mann is proudly serving as the District 7 president, and he comes from Cloverdale FFA. His favorite career development event is soils judging, and his favorite FFA memory was the Garth Brooks concert in the 2018 National Convention. Jordan Wickard is serving as your District 8 president this year, and she hails from the Eastern Hancock FFA chapter. Her favorite leadership development event is employment skills. For her favorite FFA memory, Jordan writes, "My favorite FFA memory has got to be all the FFA conferences I have attended. The memories compiled over the years at the Indiana FFA Leadership Center have shaped my passion for the agricultural industry and the young woman I am today." Your District 9 president this year is Nicholas Newman from the Rushville FFA chapter. His favorite career development event is dairy judging. For his favorite FFA memory, Nicholas writes, "My favorite FFA memory has to be when I traveled to Chicago with my FFA chapter as a reward trip. The highlight was doing cartwheels in the hotel's grand ballroom." This year's Section 4 director is Macy Stuckwish from Brownstown Central FFA. Macy's favorite leadership development event is the chapter meeting. For her favorite FFA memory, Macy says, "My favorite memory in FFA is when my Parley team and I went to state my freshman year. We may have placed 7th, but we did our best, made our coaches proud, and had so much fun along the way." Amber Allen is this year's District 10 president from Mount Vernon at Mount Vernon FFA. Her favorite career development event is livestock judging, and her favorite FFA memory was winning state for social sciences in the Agri-Science Fair. This year's District 11 president is Abby Stuckwish from Brownstown Central FFA. Her favorite career development event and leadership development event are crops judging and agricultural education. Abby says her favorite FFA memory was attending the dance at Fire Conference my sophomore year. "My friend and I wore our favorite Christmas socks and had a ton of fun." Madison Shoemate is this year's District 12 president. Madison is from East Central FFA, and her favorite career development event is the wildlife habitat. For her favorite FFA memory, Madison writes, "My favorite FFA memory would be attending my first national convention. Getting to experience the Sea of Blue Jackets is something I will never forget."
We'll be back after a short commercial break.
Welcome back to another episode of FFA Jeopardy! I'm your host, Lauren Matlock, and today's contestants are some Indiana FFA state staff members. Our first contestant is our Leadership Center Director, Joe Ramey.
Well, Lauren, I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to be here, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was really that important to be here, but, you know, I'm really excited, you know what I'm saying?
Originally from Florida, but now from Indiana, our CDE LDE Program Manager, Mr. Craig Lundgren.
Well, you know, I'm from Florida, so it's been a little bit, so I don't usually get to do stuff like this, but, you know, I'm really excited to be here in Indiana and to be the CDE LDE coordinator for the past year and a half. I don't know how long it's been, but yeah.
Next, the Assistant to the Executive Foundation Director, Mrs. Anna Arians.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Matlock. Before I forget, I made cookies. I'm sorry if they don't taste good or anything, but whatever you do, eat them all or don't, I want the container back,
I'm not
okay?
really big on sweets, you know, I don't really like to, it's on my waist a little bit, but, you know, I might just have to.
Thank you all for being here today. Mrs. A, you have the honor of going first.
I'm going to go with the natural place to meet for 100.
The Indiana FFA Leadership Center is this many acres.
So the Florida FFA Center is like 120-some acres, so Indiana FFA Centers are like that, right?
Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. Mr. Ramey.
Well, every morning when I get here at 5 o'clock, you know, I walk the property. Now, I'm proud to tell you, you know what I'm saying, that this property here, it's 170 acres.
That is correct. Mr. Ramey, you have the board now.
And I'll take FFA through the ages of 200 points, you know what I'm saying?
This contest includes identifying insects and their classifications. Mr. Craig Lundgren?
So I'm the CDE coordinator, so I know all this stuff already, but it's entomology.
That is correct. Mr. Lundgren, it's now your pick.
Soils, animals, and speaking in Omaya for 300.
This contest includes judging meat cuts, hay and livestock, as well as identifying feedstuffs and livestock breeds. What's that?
Well, Mr. Matlock, this happens to be my son, Seth Arians, if you didn't know that. His favorite contest, and that would be livestock skill-a-thon.
That is correct. It is now time for Final Jeopardy! The category is FFA State Officer Teams. The question is, which is your favorite state officer team? Mr. Ramey.
Well, you know what I'm saying? My favorite team is any that costs less than $100, and I'm still looking for that team, and I hope one day, you know what I'm saying, we might have one.
Mr. Remy, I see that you were holding onto your dollar so tight that you only wagered 1 point, which gives you 1 point, putting you in the lead. We now move on to Mrs. A. Your answer is?
My favorite state officer team has to be the best state officer team, and that would be the 1995-96 team.
Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. You wagered 1 point also, which was all you had, and you now have 0 points. Mr. Lundgren, your answer.
My favorite state officer team is the 2020-2021 Florida State Officer team.
Well, it started off pretty good with the year, and then the state was completely wrong, so that is an incorrect answer, and you wagered more points than you actually have, giving you negative 674 points, which makes our winner Mr. Joe Ramey. That concludes this episode of FFA Jeopardy. Thanks for tuning in, and congratulations to our winner, Mr. Ramey. See you next time.
As we're coming up on the holiday season, it's also the season of giving. Circle City Relief makes it the giving season all year through their efforts in downtown Indianapolis.
Up next, Evan and I sat down with some individuals who help run Circle City Relief in an effort to meet the needs of the community around them.
So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers and share what your role is at Circle City, how long you've been there, how you got started, and so on and so forth.
Well, I'm Matthew Gay. I'm the executive director, co-founder, along with Sandy, of Circle City Relief. Been here for 11 years. We started January the 10th of 2010 after a couple of short-term mission trips to New York City to serve with a similar ministry in New York called New York City Relief. And so we started Circle City Relief shortly thereafter. Since then, what we are is a, nonprofit organization that sole purpose is to reveal Jesus Christ to a struggling world. And we do that through engagement, the provision of resources and evangelism. And in doing so, we are able to rescue food, take it out to the community, and provide low-income families and homeless individuals with food, and then clothing, and with the hopes of engaging and getting to know people, getting to know them getting to know us, and then providing resources based on situations that they're in and connecting them to those resources. And so I'm also a biblical counselor. Throughout this 11 years, we've, just seen how individuals are struggling with their situations from emotional standpoints, and they have things going on in their lives that, not that we all don't have things going on or struggles with this or that, but we've decided to start a set of services called Relief Services, and the Relief Services is all based on biblical counseling for one, two, budgeting, helping individuals that seemingly live on low incomes, but still understanding what's coming in versus what's going out, and how to supplement their income with other food pantries, agencies, and things of that nature. And then there's a financial assistance component as well, 90 days into our program. And so I do a lot of biblical counseling now, individuals throughout the week, discussing resources and helping them with those resource connections throughout the week as well. And so, and then that's kind of my role in a nutshell. Obviously Sunday afternoons are our outreach days, where we're more concerned with, getting food and things prepared here at the facility, getting everything organized and taken over to our serving site, and then providing outreach ministry to the community. And obviously that's what you're volunteered and helped out with on that particular Sunday. And so Sandy has a role which is not as expansive as mine, but I'll let her explain that.
I am Sandy Gay. I am started this with Matt, like he said, after a short-term mission trip to New York, but also just from experiences that I had went through in my life and how God had delivered me and how I felt like it was a way to be able to give back to folks who are hurting and going through experiences where they might feel like they can't do it or that they don't even know where to start. So it was important to take some of the things that I had experienced in my life and give back into our community. And my role nowadays is more behind the scenes. I still do a lot of the volunteer coordinating and stuff as far as that. And yeah, and I pretty much plan the big events. So our Christmas event is my passion. And we also do a big Easter egg hunt and a trunk or treat that unfortunately we didn't get to do this year. Those two, but we did get to just finish up our Christmas event, which was really fun.
So you kind of already touched on it with your New York mission trips, but what was kind of the personal drive? Was it like a calling that you heard, or what was your kind of personal reason for starting Circle City Relief?
One of my, like I said earlier, was just life experiences for me, and just going through a lot of things because of my personal bad choices, and then being able to see what life is like with redeeming love of God. So for that was just really important to be able to share that with others. But then also when we went to New York City and we served on the relief bus, Matt was kind of reluctant to go initially. It wasn't something that he was necessarily passionate about. He went because it was something that I wanted to do. And so we went and we got off the bus in Harlem, and we met the first two people I think we spoke to were Christine and Whitey. She was a paraplegic gal and her boyfriend. And our first trip, I was doing nails. So I had taken a nail kit and was painting her nails and just, sitting and talking with her. And through the conversations with him and Matt and I, they gave their life to Christ, and right there in Harlem on the streets with us. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like this thing where we were like, okay, God, you have opened these doors for us to do things. And then when we came back from New York, there were so many things that was just like, it was almost to the point where we couldn't not do it because God was opening so many doors and relationships and conversations that it was like, okay, we are really meant to do this.
Well, going off of what you talked about with your volunteers and the way that they're involved, what would be some ways that maybe in a normal situation, in a normal time, what would be some ways that our Indiana FFA members could get involved with Circle City Relief?
Oh, well, there's the main way to get involved with Circle City Relief is to come out and volunteer, right? And so, we are out at the serving site. We show up there each and every Sunday. And so I know that typically Indiana FFA members, you come out in large groups. But if you ever find yourself in Indianapolis, for the weekend, or come on out. Come out, go online, go to www.circlecityrelief.com/events, calendar and events, and sign up for a Sunday, right? And so the biggest thing or the best thing you can do is volunteer your time, come and share an experience with us, volunteering and helping out the people in our community and doing what we do on a Sunday afternoon. We have volunteer, the day is broken up in morning or afternoon, or you can do a full day. And so if you didn't have 5 to 6 hours that you can spend, or you only had a couple hours you can spend with us, then you can sign up for the morning shift, or you can sign up for the afternoon shift. But if you did have the entire time, you can sign up all day. And obviously, we're always looking for, we're a nonprofit organization. And so we need funding and revenue to make sure that we can do what we do each and every week as well. And so you can always donate to Circle City Relief to help us in our efforts to help individuals in the various ways that we do. And we just love our partnership with you guys, right? And so you guys have been a tremendous blessing as an organization as well to us. And I think we got connected to FFA, really early on, right, Sandy? I mean, we've had a relationship with you guys for years, and we appreciate that. And we can't do what we do without partners like with FFA as well. And so those are kind of the ways that you can get involved with us: volunteering, donating, and just just being a support to us.
Well, we want to thank you so much for attending this online Zoom meeting. I know this isn't probably ideal for either of us, but we really do appreciate your time and all your commitment to the community around you and the impact that you've had on them. It's truly phenomenal what you've been able to do and the time that you guys have been operating. And we really do appreciate you taking the time today to sit down for this interview and fill us in a little bit more on Circle City Relief and how we can inform our members about your mission and your purpose and how you continue to impact people.
Awesome. We appreciate you putting the spotlight on us, so to speak, for just a few moments, and hopefully, anybody that's watches this or listens to it is encouraged to come on down and take part in what God is doing in the community at 34th and Meridian. So we appreciate you guys, and thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you. This has been your monthly edition of Corduroy Connect. Once again, I'm Evan Koblenz.
And I'm Blaine Vandeveer. Until next time, Indiana FFA, stay golden.